Good evening, everyone. My name is Wendy Ndema, and today I'll be teaching you how to count in Bassa'a. This Bassa'a is the Bassa'a from the coastal region of Cameroon, aka the littoral region. I say that to say some words and some numbers may be different or may be said differently or with different phonetics than other Bassa'as because there are multiple Bassa'a groups. This Bassa'a specifically is of the Bassa'a people of the littoral or coastal region of Cameroon. Let's start. This is how to count in Bassa'a from 1 to 10. Pretty simple, and let's go. To say 0 in Bassa'a, you say toyom, toyom, toyom. These accents are very, very important. By the way, the way it is written, I try to make it so it is easy for you guys to read it and to be able to pronounce it for yourself. This may not be how it's actually written because, as we know, most African languages are most of the time spoken more than written. So this is from learning from my grandmother, from my wonderful father, and other resources from research and stuff. But I try to make the writing as simple as possible so you're able to read it for yourself. Therefore, to say 0 in Bassa'a, you say toyom. So although it is written with this accent over here, this doesn't go up, rather you go back. So it's toyom, toyom. That's how you say 0. Next, to say 1 is mpo. You see I put the or. So you pronounce it like po. Or you can say yara, mpo, yara. These are the two ways of saying 1 in Bassa'a. Now, to give you an example and to associate it with a noun, you would say sabe yara, which means 1 store. Now, most of the time, you're not going to use po because po is strictly for counting, basically. The same thing with toyom. You don't really say 0 of anything. You're more likely to say, for example, in English, you're not going to say there's 0 people in here. You would just say no one is in here. There's nothing in here. Nothing is what you're most likely to say. But for the sake of the video is to teach you how to count from 0 to 10. Therefore, every number counts. If I was to ask you if you know how to count in Bassa'a, you need to start with 0, which is why I'm also teaching you 0. Toyom, but you wouldn't say, oh, there's 0 mangoes. You would just say there's no mangoes. And you will learn how to say that as well in other videos. So back to 1. Whenever you want to use 1 to say 1 of something, you're going to use yara. You will not use po. You can't say sabe po. You cannot say sabe po. Remember that. You will most likely use yara. But when you're counting, feel free to use toyom po, or you can say toyom yara, meaning 0 1 0 1, whichever one you choose. But if you don't want to complicate it for yourself, I would say stick to yara because that's the one you're mostly going to use in phrases and sentences and associating with other words. Okay? So these examples are also going to teach you some little words, to have in your inventory. So to say 1 is yara. To say store in Bassa'a, you say sabe. Again, this is the Bassa'a from the littoral region. So other Bassa'as may say store differently. But to say 1 store, you would say sabe yara. To say 2 in Bassa'a, we say beba. Beba. The accent on the A, again, the accents are very important. What I put underneath here is to help you with pronouncing it. So you're more likely, depending on if you speak only English or if you speak any other language, this may differ. But if you only speak English, you may read this as biba because this is the letter E. But this E is pronounced as B. So it's beba. And with the A, you don't say beba. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say, and I'm going to say it slowly so you can hear the phonetic difference. There's beba and beba. This accent on the A means that you have to stretch the letter a little bit. You must stretch the letter a little bit. Therefore, to say two in Bassa'a, you say beba, beba. Two in Bassa'a is, repeat after me, beba. Now, again, you get to learn a new word. Cup, 1 cup in Bassa'a is ebel yara, ebel yara. Again, you would not say mpo. That is only for when you're counting. Most of the times you're going to use yara. All of the time you're going to use yara. But now we are in cups, number 2. 2 is plural, therefore you're going to use the plural form of ebel, which is bibel. So the E with the accent gets replaced with bi, which is its plural form. Now we're going to get more into these plurals and other grammatical rules and stuff the more videos I make. So in different topics. For today is just counting from 1 to 10, but I'm giving you these rules so you know what is happening right here. Because right here I have plural of ebel and then it's bibel. So you can understand what is going on. And like always, leave some comments down below of what you want me to teach you guys. If you guys have any questions concerning this, just let me know, contact me. I always leave my contact information and etc. But back to the video. To say two in Bassa'a is beba. Now, if we want to say 2 cups, we say bibel beba. Bibel beba. Bibel beba. That's how you say 2 cups. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, in Bassa'a, you do not start with the letter. You start with the noun. AKA, you don't say beba bibel. You would say bibel beba. So technically in English, that would be cups 2. Cups 2. You do not say beba bibel. This will be the rule up until number 10. So you're always going to start with the noun, then the letter, then the number, in Bassa'a. Again, just to wrap it up, number 2 is beba. To say 2 cups, you say bibel beba. Let's go, number 3. To say number 3 is bera. 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 So now, another new word you guys are learning, beignet. If you don't know what a beignet is, let me show you. This is a beignet. Cameroonian beignet. Now, there's different ways. There's the ones from Louisiana in the US, but this is the beignet that is being referred to. Okay, back to our slides. To say beignet in Bassa'a, we say mala. The sing makala is the plural form of beignet. The singular form of beignet is, as in 1 beignet, is rikala. 3 is plural. Therefore, even in English or in French, you know to add the S, right? So some words you don't change it, but most of them you will add maybe an S or an ES to signify that the noun is changing to a plural. Is being changed to a plural. Same thing in Bassa'a. So, beignet, you wouldn't say 3 beignets, you wouldn't say rikala mara, because rikala is the plural, is the singular form, So to say 3 beignets, you say makala, which is the plural form of beignet. So anything after 1, if you're asking for 1 beignet, you would say time or loname rikala yara soho. Please give me 1 beignet, please. Give me 1 beignet, please, rather. Or however way you want to put it, right? But now we want 3 beignets. Therefore, we're going to say loname or time makala mara. Now, we've gone over makala. You know that it is the plural form of rikala. Now for mara, bera. This BE it's almost like, although 3 is multiple stuff, as in 3 items, this BE changes to MA because the ri of rikala changes to MA as well. So it almost accords, it almost syncs, for lack of better words. So you would say makala mara. And you will see for number 4 is going to be makala mana. So the BE gets changed to MA because it's almost the plural form of the word. Mara is the plural form of bura, for makala. It only changes to ma because of the ma from makala. Okay, I don't want to make it too confusing for you guys. Again, this is just so you understand the change that happened right here, because your father, or I may say to you one day, Lona me rikalayara soho. But you're only used to makala and you may not understand. But know that like anything else, you can say 1 horse, but you will say 3 horses. This is the same thing, rikalayara, but makalamara. Okay? Okay. So to say 3 benye is makalamara. Next one. We took a little bit of time on this one, but I want to make sure I am very explicit in my explanation and you understand what is going on. Like always, leave comments, ask questions. They're very important. Let's go. Number 4. Like I said, 4 beignets is makala mana. However, to say 4 in Bassa'a, if you're strictly counting, is bena. Bena. Be, remember, bena. So to say 4 beignets is makalamana. I already explained the changes here in number 3, so I will not take too long to do the same as number 4 because it's the same thing, just that number 3 is bura, so you say mara. Number 4 is bena, so you say mana. So it's pretty simple. You literally just change the BE to MA because of the MA from makala. So to say 4 beignets, makala mana. To say 3 beignets, makala mara. Let's move on to number 5, betan. Betan. It is pronounced with B again, betan. We've already went through bibil. You know that bibil is the plural of ibil, which is cup. To say 5 cups, we would say bibil betan. Remember, the nouns goes before the number. Pretty simple, bibil betan. 5 cups. Next one, number 6. Bassa'a. Bassa'a. I forgot to put it there, but know that this is also pronounced with the B sound. Bassa'a. Bassa'a. To say 6 cups, you would say bibil bassa'a. Number 7. This part of number 7 is pronounced as bug. So you say sambug. 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 G. Sambug. To say 7 beignets. Now you will notice that even though we're using makala, you won't say mabog, as in you won't change this. This is because for the other letters, for the other numbers, such as number 3 and 4, bara and bena, they started with a BE. Therefore, that BE, the plural of it, when used with a plural noun, would be ma. So we said mana and mara. However, sambog starts with a SAM. Therefore, that does not change. Okay? That does not change. Therefore, to say 7 beignets, you will say makala sambog. Makala sambog. Simple. Do not say makala mabog. It does not change for number 7. We say makala sambog. Makala sambog, 7 beignets. Let's move on, number 8. So say 8 in Bassa'a, we say juem. Juem. This one is pretty simple. But if I had to rewrite this maybe to help you guys better, this E would have the accent with the backslash almost. So juem. Juem. Now, a new word, ntoa. Ntoa is how you say car in Bassa'a. To say 8 cars, the plural of this N, it changes to me. It changes to me. So instead, 1 car would be ntoa yara. Ntoa yara. To say 8 cars is mintoa. Mitoa. Mitoa dwem. Car 8. 8 cars. So number 8 in Bassa'a is dwem. If we want to add a noun to it, we're using cars. We would say mitoa dwem. Mitoa dwem. If we wanted to say 1 car, we would say ntoa yara. Ntoa yara. Number 9. Bo. It's not bo, or it's bo. So this is like the French word. This is the French word for handsome. Bo. Number 9 is bo. Here again we are with sabe. Sabe bo. 9 stores. This is store 9. You start with the noun and then the number. Remember that. You need to remember that for any time you're going to use the number. So 9 stores is sabe bo. And last number 10. To say 10 in Bassa'a, you say jom. Jom. Not jum. It's jom. I wrote this right here. Hopefully this helps you guys. I'm not sure what's your first language for all of the people that are going to watch this. But if your first language is French, or if you know French, you know without the M, this is eau, which means water. So by adding M right there is om. So I'm hoping that helps, at least for the people. I hope it helps someone, because this is how it also helped me. So I wouldn't say jum, I would say jom, because I know this is O and this is M. So so this would be jom. Jom. To say 10 in Bassa'a is jom. New word alert. School, 1 school is sukuru. To say school in Bassa'a, you say sukuru. Now, if you want to say 10 schools, you will say jomribe sukuru. Jomribe sukuru. Jom, 10, ribe, sukuru, school. Now, you may be wondering, why not just jom sukuru, as in 10, as in schools, 10? No, as in 10 schools. Now, remember what I said earlier on in the video. From 1 to 9, you start with the noun. So if this was 5, it would have been sukuru betan. Sukuru betan. But because this is 10, from 10 onward, you then start with the number. So this says exactly 10 schools. But if we wanted to say 3 schools, we would say sukuru bera. We would start with the noun. But from 10 onwards, you start with the number. I'm sure you guys are happy about that, huh? So now we start with the number and we say jomribe sukuru. So this ribe right here is it's a bit hard to put into, to explain it in a European language, as in it's almost like an understood thing. You wouldn't just say jom sukuru. The way I can explain it in this European language, aka English, would be that jomribe sukuru means like a tenth, not a tenth of a school, but you know how you can say a dozen donuts? This is almost like 10th schools. 10th schools. So you would say jomribe sukuru. It may not make too much sense, and that's just how the language is. Our beautiful motherland, our beautiful African dialects and languages can tend, they're not European languages, so sometimes it's hard to be able to explain them whether that be in French, Spanish, or English, and any other thing, because it is almost like this rule is almost for just its own thing. It's for the Bassa'a language and for other languages that are similar to Bassa'a. So I'm gonna say it again, and hopefully it helps. Number 10 in Bassa'a is Jom. If we want to say 10 schools, you would not just say Jom Sukuru. You would have to add the ribe, because that ribe is almost like it's saying that you have 10th. Like you would say you have a dozen of donuts. That's almost like you're saying you have 10th. So you have tens of schools. Tens of schools. Which really is 10 schools, but you must use the ribe. So to wrap it up for number 10, Jom, 10 schools, Jom ribe sukuru. Okay, now that is it. But before we go, obviously, let's go through it again and see if you guys remember, okay? All right. So 0, toyom, toyom. 1, mpo or yara, mpo or yara. To say one store, sabe yara. Number 2, beba, beba. Bibel, beba, 2 cups. Number 3, bera, bera. 3 beignets, makalamara, mara. Number 4, bena, bena. 4 beignets, makala, mana, mana. 5, betan, betan. 5 cups, bibel, betan. Number 6, besama, besama. Bibel, besama, 6 cups. Number 7, sambog, sambog. 7 beignets, makala sambog. Number 8, juem, juem. 8 cars, mitoa juem, mitoa juem. Number 9, bo, bo. 9 stores, sabebo, sabebo. Number 10, jom, jom. 10 schools, jomribe sukuru, jomribe sukuru. And that, my friends, conclude our slides. That concludes our lessons of how to count in Bassa'a from 1 to 10 by Wendy Ndema, yours truly. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was very, very useful. It will be posted. Share it with your other friends. Just a reminder, learning our maternal language is very, very important. Very, very important to know your language, because you never know. Many people can speak more than 1 European languages, but less people are likely to speak this language, which is specific to your tribe or your country. Okay, so I hope this was a pretty easy video. Excuse me, this was a pretty easy video. I tried to make it easy for you guys with the sounds, you know, what I had in parentheses, the beba, po, etc. Give you some grammatical and phonetic rules. And may you guys have a blessed day. I thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.